All right, men of the Die Tribe, here is your first daily video of this challenge, just to give you a kind of a preview of what's going to be coming for these next 43 days. Either myself or Jarek will be on here doing videos. These videos will include more than likely some teaching, meaning we're going to just kind of walk you through, giving you a better understanding of what's happening with your body, what's happening with why the type of diet that we're recommending is helpful, why walking 10,000 steps is helpful, just all of these different lifestyle choices that we're making, having an understanding of what actually is going on in the body. I think that's important, just as all of us. We want to be growing in our knowledge and understanding and wisdom of how God created the body and how God created the world. So that's good in and of itself, but also when you have a better understanding of what's happening with your body, of why you're making the choice that you're making, of why you're taking maybe 43 days of doing something different than you've ever done with your lifestyle, it helps you stick to it. When you have a better understanding of what you're doing, it's going to give you the motivation you need to actually do it. So part of it will be teaching, other parts of it will be coaching. This will be more kind of Jarek's realm of taking kind of the concepts that we teach and making them practical for you. So how does he actually stick to the diet that he's stuck to for years now, right? When we're in week 1, what's the most practical way of actually only eating meat and salt and water, drinking water? He's going to be very helpful, and I'll do some of that, but he's definitely he's better at that than I am. So that'll be a lot of what he's adding to these videos. And then probably the last piece will just be trying to motivate you guys, right? Trying to remind you of what we're doing, why we're doing it. Some of it will be talking about, as we're reading through Proverbs and Ecclesiastes together, I'll be referencing some of those scriptures, just reminding you of who you are in Christ, reminding you that you're men who have been called to take dominion over your bodies, take dominion in other areas of your life. So we are going to hopefully be having some things to say over the course of these next 43 days that will motivate you not only to stick to the challenge, but also go from this challenge and take it to the rest of your life, right? And live beyond the next 43 days. Hopefully after you're a changed person. One of the concepts behind the whole 43 days things is we wanted to go at least 40 days. Of course, Jesus took 40 days in the wilderness. The number 40 is significant in scripture, but also just as they've done research, when you think about breaking a habit or even starting a habit in your life, it takes about 40 days for that to actually happen. So hoping that this isn't just a challenge that you will do, stick to it for the 43 days and then go back to whatever lifestyle you were living, of course, unless that's a good lifestyle. We want you to take this 43 days and hopefully start some habits in your life that you can take with you for yourself, so that you can take dominion over your own body, over this area of your life for yourself, but then also be a leader in your family, in your missional community, all the different areas that your leadership trickles down into. So that'll be it. Some teaching, some coaching, some motivation. Just the teaching that I would want to do today is just a little bit on kind of why we wanted to start with a fast, why we wanted to start with just meat. The standard American diet, standard American lifestyle makes people very, what they call metabolically unhealthy and metabolically inflexible, meaning in order for us to have the energy that we need to go about our daily tasks, we are utilizing fat for that energy or utilizing sugar for that energy or carbohydrates. Because the diet is so heavy in carbohydrates, most of us have become very good at burning sugar for energy, so you can call yourself a sugar burner. And people have been kind of lost their ability to utilize fat for energy well. So being metabolically flexible means that you can utilize sugar when you need it for energy, and you can access the fat that you need for energy, the fat that's on your body, or the fat, of course, that you're eating. Now, you never completely lose that, but you, when you're metabolically inflexible, you become very bad at burning fat and really good at burning sugar. This is one of the reasons people crave sugar, is because their body's actually good at burning it, so their body will tell them, I need more of it, otherwise I will not have the energy that I need to carry out my daily functions. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get back to being metabolically flexible, being able to be not only sugar burners when we need it, but also fat burners. For the most part, that's what we should be doing, because that's when you are burning when you're not at high intensity, when your heart rate's not significantly high, when you're not doing CrossFit style workout. You're using a lot of fat for energy. And there's some of us that are in this challenge right now that really could, it would do well to utilize some of the fat that's on your body already and get rid of it. It's one of, just before I did this, George was talking about trying to lose some belly fat around the midsection. So there's no core exercise that's really going to do that. There's no specific movement that's going to do that. That is going to be your body's ability to access the fat that's on it, and a lot of that comes from the diet that you're on, right? It comes from nutrition, not necessarily from exercise. But that was a little bit of a aside. I got distracted there a little bit. And already 6 minutes in here, so I'm hoping to keep these around 5 to 8 minutes. So let me keep going here. So what we're trying to do is become very metabolically flexible. We're trying to decrease insulin levels. We're trying to regulate blood sugar. All of this stuff is happening. And if we want to do that, right, if we want to regulate blood sugar, get that back to normal, if we want to bring down insulin levels, the things that bring insulin up high would be carbohydrates. What bring it up moderately would be protein. What doesn't really bring it up at all would be fat. So what we're doing with this diet is today we're not eating any of it, so we're not spiking insulin, regulating our blood sugar well. And then the next week we are adding in meats, which are going to be higher protein, higher in fat. So still no carbohydrate intake. So that's not going to spike insulin. And then the third week we're adding in vegetables, which those are carbohydrates, but they're low sugar carbohydrates. So those are also not going to spike insulin and allow us to regulate our blood sugar. So kind of the first 3 weeks are really just to reestablish normal blood sugar regulation, normal insulin levels, get our bodies back to being able to access fat for energy. And that's part of, and back to what I mentioned in the beginning, that's part of taking dominion in this area of your life. That's part of taking dominion over your body, taking dominion over your diet, over nutrition. Is not, right? Paul says, all things are lawful, but I will not be dominated by anything. We definitely don't want to be dominated by our diet, right? We don't want to have to eat things like carbohydrate. We don't want to have to eat things like sugar for our bodies to think that if I don't have this, I'm not going to be able to survive. We want to be the ones determining what actually our bodies are going to take in. And when we're there, then we can now take in all the things that God's created for us to eat and be able to enjoy all of those things that God's created for us to eat. So that's kind of the why behind why we went with the diet this way. Could there be other ways of structuring it? Absolutely. Kind of in addition to that, we wanted to do something hard, right? We wanted to cut out a bunch of things that was going to be very difficult. That's why we started with the ruck too, right? We wanted to do something hard. Didn't quite know it was going to be as hard as it was with all the rain this morning. That sucked a lot. But why that's significant is when you do something hard, that's the first step into building these habits and becoming the person that you want to become, right? You could have not did that ruck, or you could have not did the fast today. And what that means is you didn't take that first step. You didn't take the first step to building up the habit, right? Of now I become a person who can actually do hard things. That's what we want to do. That's not going to happen just because you did the ruck today. That's not going to happen because you fast today. That's not even going to happen because you only eat meat this whole next week. But that first week of eating meat, I've stacked 7 days in a row of working my way towards a habit, right? Working my way towards being a person who doesn't require processed food, doesn't require sugar, doesn't require, if you're going to avoid caffeine for the first week or even beyond that. We don't want to be people, again, who are dominated by anything. So hopefully that was helpful. What these videos are going to be like, sometimes they're going to be like this, just walking around. Sometimes we'll be in front of a whiteboard. Sometimes we'll be, the production of it, I'm sure, will be much better when Jarek does it. But that's what you can kind of expect. And I wanted to do it here now because you're probably, it's lunchtime. Some of you guys are thinking about food. So hopefully you watching this video will get your mind a little bit off of wanting to eat, and give you what you need, some motivation you need to do the rest of the day. But otherwise, I'm thankful for you men. Thankful that you guys are in my life. I'm thankful to be in your lives. I'm thankful to be doing this with you. I think this is going to be something significant for the Die Tribe moving forward. It's going to, we're trying to build a brotherhood, right? We're trying to build camaraderie. This is going to be part of it. When we're all doing something difficult like this all together, I think God's going to use it in a mighty way. So we'll see you tomorrow.